Ooh. So, this was gonna be more of an anecdotal one that I just wanted to like kind of pump out for the sake of content and whatnot. So bear with me here. So, also check out this cool Sonic shirt that I got from Box Lunch. Like, it's really cool. Got this little sunburst out here. Hey, love it. Huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan if y'all didn't know. So, I I recently got off of a film set, right? I was a high above, kind of above the line position in the film. Oh, by the way, if you don't know what above the line is, it's kind of more so like, producers, directors, writers, like kind of like that 80s, like people who are like very high up in like a certain project. Film terminology. So as y'all may know or don't know, I'm 28 years old right now. I have been in the film industry, relatively speaking, since I was about 24 or so, 23 or 24. So about since 2018, so about 4 years. Through a grip friend of mine, and we were talking about how the film industry is kind of like a young man's game. And it kind of struck me in a way because I feel like sometimes I'm a late bloomer to the film industry. Like, I'm kind of have a late start getting into filming and whatnot. And I've always been a fan of film. Like, that's been my thing. Like, in some way, shape, or form. Like, my love of film came from music videos. So I used to watch lots of music videos and love the visuals and whatnot. So I always was really into the aspect of visual media in film. Right. And even though I kind of started out by doing photography, I'm venturing into more cinematography and whatnot. So I'm just like, the film industry, a young man's game for real. There was another set I was on a while back where the gap between different people in the industry was like almost like night and day. Like, you have these people that are like in their late 30s, early 40s who have been in the game for so long that they've been in it for almost like damn near their whole lives. And you have people like PAs. Oh, if PAs notwithstanding, because you can be PA at basically any age, but you have people in different departments that are like, oh, I'm 22 and I basically got my degree in film and started working straight out the gate and all of that. And I'm just like, how did y'all do that? But I guess it's like, I want to talk about that. And the aspect is like, is there a form of ageism in the industry? I mean, we already know the answer to that, but let's talk about it. So in this specific case, when it comes to I'm talking about mostly crew work. Of course, there's a lot of ageism. There's a lot of isms, as they say in the film industry, especially when you are on camera. So, there's a lot that needs to be fixed with that. When it comes to crew work, it feels like you have its own in between. There's either people that are really, really like green. Green as grass, being the term that they use for newer people, inexperienced people, or that they're very experienced and been in the game for a long time. I get it. The film industry isn't really for everybody because there are a lot of long hours, sometimes a lot of, hard work that can be comparable to like someone working in construction or someone working on the oil field. They're not like completely congruent, but there's some similarities though, like a lot of long hours. Like, I found myself being on set for upwards of probably about anywhere from 12 to 17 to hell, even 20 hours. Don't get me started on if it's a night shoot or what, because my goodness gracious, you will be dead. That's what you get yourself a lot of sleep. I can possibly get that it's not for everybody, especially if, as you're getting older. There are some reasons why I do see that people leave the industry as they get older. They want to spend more time with kids because their families, their loved ones, especially you have the family in the industry or a family and you're part of the industry, you're going to be gone a lot, especially if you're like higher up, like if you're a production manager, production coordinator, a director, second AD, first AD, unit production managers, like anybody who's very high up in the industry. You're going to be away for a lot, especially if you get chosen to or hired to work, out of state. So I can see why there's a lot of people who don't really want to deal with that. And there's also the fact that, depending on what department you're in, you're going to be walking around a lot. You're going to have to be handling a lot of people. You're going to be handling a lot of the expensive equipment, heavy equipment, and one injury and bam, it's kind of like you're out. Not like in sports where you're out permanently, but it's like, yeah, it could set production back a lot. So it's just like, Jesus, there are a lot of things that can go into why that was said, that the film industry is a young man's game. I think another aspect of it that I've realized that I've had to come to terms with it is that I was in an area where there wasn't that much film work happening. I got kind of lucky in the fact that in the city where I came from, there is like this, there's a short film competition, Louisiana Film Prize, where a lot of people come together and make films with a chance to win $50,000. That's really cool, right? But I believe it's also just a good bit of, as of right now, it only translates so much to the actual film industry at large. Because yeah, you have a lot of people that be like, yeah, let's make films together and all that. But a few of them only really know what positions work and whatnot. So it can be one or the other. It's like it'd be like, oh yeah, we're all just kind of making movies and we're like following YouTube tutorials, or it's like, oh, you have kind of like what they call a well-oiled machine that's based off of years of experience in indie film and shorts making that could lead to having a great time on set and having a great set in general. So, but it hasn't really translated as much to the film industry at large, to where it's like, oh, you can get credits, or you can have a steady film work going. Like, a lot of the film work has been pretty inconsistent. I think another aspect of it is like, it's very indie, but it's like indie to the point where a lot of the content that gets made, a lot of the projects that get started are started by people within that community, which is cool. That is amazing. But there's not really much in the form of mobility to where it's like, oh, you can move up in the industry without having to, unless you move to LA or to a really, really big production hub. So that's kind of an aspect of it that kind of plays into why I felt like I came in as a late bloomer. And it's also kind of like, I will say that I've experienced personally kind of like a career change, because I originally wanted to pursue music and be part of the music industry. But over time, my interest did get changed to where it's like, okay, maybe I didn't want to do music like I thought I wanted to, or I didn't have the time to put into wanting to do music, so on and so forth, which kind of sucks. But I was able to pivot into my other interests, and me getting into photography. It's like, oh, I can get into film work or whatnot, or become a famous photographer. So I get that, but it's just like that. I think some of these people have gotten opportunities that I wasn't really afforded as of yet. And now I have a degree in film and media studies from Arizona State University, Sun Devils. But I think we kind of veered away from it. Is the film industry a young man's game? Maybe. It's probably good if you get in early. If you get lucky enough to kind of start out in the industry and to move on up, heck yeah, it's a young man's game, because you have to start out young in order to get there. But I also kind of start thinking about the kind of people who basically either changed or started their careers at a later time. A great director that comes to mind is Ava DuVernay. If I remember correctly, she did not even pick up a camera to start on any kind of documentary work until she was 32. Right now, I'm 28. And yeah, I did kind of start late, possibly, on actually producing and trying to, actively be part of the industry. But I also feel like I was at a right age to be able to realize that I wanted to pursue film and just kind of start doing it. Right now, I'm at a place where I'm starting to get more work. I'm in a different spot where there's more work happening right now too, so that's cool. But it also is just kind of like, yeah, while I didn't get all of the resources that I wanted to get, I also do feel like I'm at the place where I can really get a hold and try to hone in on my craft and to start planning for the rest of my career as a filmmaker or making a living in the industry as whatever I want to be. So I do feel like, yeah, while it's a young man's game, the definition of young is kind of different in the film industry. Yeah, young could be mean, yeah, I'm doing a career change. I'm like in my 30s and I've always wanted to do this. Or it could be like, oh, I'm 18 and I'm going to film class. I'm going to film school. I just think this is kind of cool that you're allowed to be able to kind of start anywhere in the film industry and then go on from there. And while I do feel like there's a bit of ageism in the industry, I do not feel like it's stopping people. It sure in the hell isn't stopping me. And it does come with a little bit of experiences that I am older and in the industry. I do feel like I can provide some kind of, either cautionary tale or just kind of some advice for younger filmmakers who are younger than me who were in the same spot now. Like I said, I may not be where I want to be, but I know that I'm getting there. And I would love to be able to inspire younger filmmakers and younger creatives to get to the point where they want to be and at a younger time and at a younger age. I would love that. That just means that the more the merrier. In the film industry is always the more the merrier. I think that's it for what I wanted to talk about today. It was just kind of like another anecdotal kind of video where I kind of speak from experience. That was like totally like unscripted and whatnot, all of this. So, if you enjoyed what I was talking about today, please comment what you think. Comment your experiences in the film industry if you are a part of the film industry or were a part of the film industry. And, comment, all that stuff. And follow for more content when it comes to film and media related things. So also, me and my friend Heath, we have a horror podcast called Host of Horrors. It's a horror movie podcast where we talk about predetermined themes of each month. Right now we're in the middle of a hiatus, but we are in our 1-year anniversary. So we're going to do something to celebrate that coming soon. I also have a short film called Broken Boy that I hold so close to my heart that is available to watch on YouTube. So everything will be in the description box below. And until then, this is Jason from Sisu Studios signing out. See y'all. Sonic boom, sonic boom. I forgot the rest of the lyrics. Sonic.